There are moments in life when the unspoken truths, those lingering doubts, unresolved feelings, and half-formed suspicions suddenly burst forth, demanding attention. The moment when your ex's new partner stumbles across old photos of you and asks, "Who is this?" is one of those moments. It's a simple question on the surface, one that seems innocent enough, but it carries the weight of 1,000 unspoken conversations. In a split second, the curtain is pulled back, and everything that was once hidden in the shadows is suddenly exposed to the light. This is more than just a question. It's an invitation for reflection, an opportunity for both your ex and their new partner to confront something that has been quietly lingering beneath the surface. The new partner's question doesn't just spark curiosity, it ignites a realization, a confrontation with a past that has remained unresolved. And for your ex, this question becomes a moment of reckoning, a confrontation with feelings they thought they had buried long ago. This question, seemingly so simple, stirs up a whirlwind of emotions. It cuts through the surface-level calm of their new relationship, bringing to light the cracks in the foundation they've worked so hard to build. The tension that has always been there, the one they've tried to ignore or push aside, now rises to the surface, and there's no ignoring it any longer. As the question hangs in the air, it becomes apparent that the past is not as neatly packed away as your ex may have believed. The truth of the matter is this: they never fully let go of you. No matter how much they may have tried to move on, the emotional connection, the history, and the bond you shared are not as easily erased as they had hoped. In fact, this simple question, the one that now threatens the stability of their new relationship, has brought those feelings to the surface, forcing them to confront the truth they've avoided for so long. It's not that they're constantly thinking about you, but there are moments when your memory resurfaces, triggering an emotional response in your ex that they may not fully understand. The unresolved nature of their feelings toward you continues to create an energetic disruption, something that no one else can fill. This is the power of your unseen influence. Even when you're no longer in contact, your energy continues to have an effect on your ex and everyone in their life. The subtle but significant influence of your past relationship lingers. In trying to explain you away, your ex is only confirming the depth of what you once shared. They may try to rationalize it, telling themselves that the past is in the past, but in doing so, they are only confirming that the connection you had was profound and unshakable. The realization that your ex cannot easily move on from what you shared only reinforces the truth that your bond was irreplaceable. When your ex tries to explain away the depth of what you shared, it reveals how deep your connection really was. You've created a space in their life that no one else can fill, not even themselves. This awareness, although painful at times, is a testament to the significance of the relationship you once shared. Ultimately, your presence, both past and present, has catalyzed a transformation in your ex's life. They may not realize it immediately, but the influence you've had on them will lead to an eventual awakening. The questions, doubts, and unaddressed feelings will continue to reverberate, urging them to confront the truth about the love they experienced with you. This final awakening will come in stages. It might begin with the simple realization that they never fully let go, or that they've been trying to move on without addressing the deep emotions still tied to you. The awakening may take time, but it is inevitable. They will eventually come to understand that the connection you shared was more than just another relationship. It was a force that changed their life, that rewrote their own understanding of love and relationships. In the end, the power of your presence will continue to ripple through your ex's life. The love you shared, the bond that once tied you together, remains a transformative force, leading them to the truth of who they are, who they were with you, and what they need to heal in order to move forward. Your impact is not just remembered, but felt on a deeper soul level. At the onset, everything in the new relationship seemed perfect. The initial excitement of a fresh connection, filled with optimism and possibility, took over. However, as time went on, the new partner began to feel that something was amiss. At first, these feelings were subtle, like small nagging doubts that didn't quite make sense. The inconsistencies in your ex's behavior started to surface, especially when it came to certain topics or moments that were clearly tied to the past relationship. This wasn't about specific actions, but rather about energy and presence. The new partner might have noticed the emotional distance when certain topics came up, a hesitation in the air when they asked about past experiences, or how your ex would often retreat to their own thoughts, seemingly lost in them. What initially appeared to be an ideal connection soon revealed underlying currents of discomfort that couldn't be ignored. As the new partner's intuition started picking up on these energy shifts, they began questioning the sincerity of the relationship. Were they truly the one the ex was interested in? Or was there still an emotional attachment to someone from the past? Someone who hadn't quite been let go? This subtle shift in perception grew over time, leading to increasing feelings of doubt and uncertainty about the authenticity of their connection. The dissonance between what was promised and what was actually felt started to create tension. The new partner wasn't consciously aware of all the reasons for their discomfort, but something in the air felt off. As they tried to ignore it, their subconscious mind picked up on the subtle cues, the way your ex spoke about the past, the frequency with which certain memories resurfaced, or the emotionally distant moments they couldn't explain. As the new partner continued to dig deeper into their relationship, the illusion that everything was perfect started to crack. No matter how much they tried to convince themselves that they were the one, the emotional gap between them and your ex was undeniable. The new partner began to realize that they were standing on a foundation that was never fully cleared of the previous emotional baggage. Your ex's unresolved feelings for you, which they had long tried to suppress or deny, were still present, lingering just beneath the surface. This realization didn't come in a single dramatic moment. Instead, it happened gradually as the inconsistencies grew more pronounced. The new partner began to recognize that despite their best efforts, they were not truly the first in their partner's heart. The weight of your ex's unresolved emotions cast a long shadow over the current relationship, and while they had tried to ignore it, the truth slowly began to seep through. The new partner began to question the authenticity of their connection. How could they have built something genuine when so much of the past was still intact? They started to see that the past relationship, although over, was not truly finished for their partner. There were too many emotional ties, too many lingering questions, and too much unhealed pain that prevented the new relationship from flourishing as it should. The realization was painful. The new partner didn't want to admit that they had unknowingly entered a relationship that was still heavily influenced by the past. But the truth began to surface, and the illusion that everything was perfect shattered under the weight of these realizations. Despite the efforts to avoid it, the truth couldn't be hidden any longer. The new partner began to unravel the emotional complexity that had been brewing beneath the surface of the relationship. They started to connect the dots, recognizing that the emotional weight your ex was carrying wasn't just something that could be brushed aside. It wasn't just old wounds or past baggage. It was unfinished business, an unresolved emotional attachment that still clung to their heart. This awakening wasn't a single specific revelation. It happened piece by piece as the new partner began to notice the patterns in their partner's behavior. Small things like the way your ex would avoid certain topics, the way they would react to specific memories, or the way they would suddenly withdraw emotionally became the signs that something deeper was at play. The new partner eventually realized that they were not dealing with a person who had completely moved on from the past, but someone who was still entangled in unresolved emotions and unfinished business. No matter how much your ex may have tried to convince them or themselves that they had let go, the truth became undeniable. Your ex was still holding on to a piece of their heart that was meant for you. This realization hit hard. It wasn't just about feelings of jealousy or insecurity. It was about the deep awareness that the foundation of their relationship was compromised by someone who wasn't truly ready to fully commit. The new partner could now see clearly that they had been unknowingly living in the shadow of your ex's unresolved feelings for you. The final blow came when the new partner realized that they were competing not just with you, but with the memory of you, the person their partner had never truly let go of. They had unknowingly been trying to build a future with someone who was still emotionally tethered to their past, someone who wasn't fully available. The exposure of these deep-seated truths will shift the dynamics of the relationship forever. The new partner will have to confront the uncomfortable reality of emotional loyalty not to themselves, but to the past. This awareness might lead them to step away, create boundaries, or demand clarity. The relationship they thought was built on mutual love and affection is now tainted by the recognition of emotional unfinished business. For your ex, this is a pivotal moment of reflection. They are now forced to confront the truth of what they had with you, and whether they are truly ready to close the chapter on that past, not for their new partner, but for themselves. The healing and closure that is needed can only be achieved by acknowledging the emotional baggage they carry. For both the new partner and your ex, this moment marks a crossroads. It is a chance for growth, understanding, and ultimately clarity. The truth once revealed is transformative. The moment the new partner asks, "Who is this?" is a turning point. On the surface, it seems like an innocent question, a casual inquiry into the past, but it carries much more weight than that. This question, which likely felt small and insignificant, is the catalyst that forces the truth into the open. Your ex's inability to fully answer reveals everything. It shows the deep emotional undercurrent that has never been dealt with, an undercurrent that they have been trying to suppress, ignore, or disguise. This moment exposes the cracks in the illusion they've been living under, the carefully constructed narrative that they have moved on, that everything is fine, and that their past relationship with you has been neatly boxed away. In that simple moment, their silence or vague response becomes louder than any words they could have said. It speaks volumes about the unresolved emotions they've carried. The truth has surfaced not by force, but by the unspoken reveal of a question that simply couldn't be avoided anymore. The foundation of your ex's new relationship is shaken, and what was once hidden now stands exposed. The beautiful thing is that you don't need validation from your ex or their new partner. You don't need anyone to tell you what you already know deep in your heart. The truth of who you are, the truth of your worth, and the truth of your connection with your ex are embedded within you. You don't need external validation to prove that you mattered, because your value and the importance of your connection were never in question. You were never the problem. You were the standard. Your presence, your energy, and your love set the bar for what true connection and emotional depth really are. The difficulty in answering the question wasn't because of anything you did wrong, but because what you shared was something deep and irreplaceable. It was a bond that couldn't be duplicated or forgotten. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth, because deep down you already know the truth. The validation you've been seeking was never about proving anything to them. It was about realizing it for yourself. Now, as the truth unfolds, your ex's new partner begins to understand the gravity of the situation. They begin to see the layers of emotional history that exist between you and your ex. They might have thought they were entering into a relationship free from the shadow of the past, but that was never going to be the case. The depth and connection you had with your ex cannot be ignored, and it becomes increasingly clear that the bond they share with their new partner, while real, is different. It lacks the history, the depth, and the authenticity that was forged between you two. The new partner may try to convince themselves that they have something just as valuable, but the truth is now unavoidable. They are standing in the shadow of something that was real, something that cannot be duplicated. They will realize that the connection they felt was not the same as what you and your ex had. And while they may try to justify it, there will always be that lingering understanding that they have stepped into a relationship that is still affected by the weight of the past. The beauty of all this is that you don't need closure or validation from anyone. You don't need anyone to tell you that your relationship was real or that you mattered, because you already know. Your connection with your ex was deep, authentic, and unforgettable, and no one can take that away from you. The emotional bond you shared is yours and yours alone. It was real, and its significance is not dependent on anyone else's acknowledgement. You are free now, free from the need to prove anything, free from the need to get anyone's permission to move forward. The truth has already been revealed, and it speaks louder than anything that was said in the past. You are living in your truth, and that truth doesn't need to be validated by anyone else. The love you shared, the bond you formed, and the life you lived together are a part of who you are, and no one can change that. You may have sought closure for a long time, but the truth of the situation is that closure isn't something anyone else can give you. It's something you give yourself by acknowledging the truth of what you shared, by embracing the beauty of that connection, and by understanding that your worth was never tied to your ex or their new partner. Your truth is already clear, and that is the ultimate source of your power moving forward. The power of this moment lies not in the external question, but in the internal realization it triggers. Your ex's heart and mind are suddenly flooded with memories, emotions, and doubts that they thought were long buried. The truth is that these feelings never truly went away. They may have tried to convince themselves that they had moved on, that they had found something new, but deep down they were still holding on to something from the past. This realization is the catalyst for a chain of events that will forever change the trajectory of their current relationship. The foundation they've built with their new partner is now cracking under the pressure of their unresolved emotions. The guilt, confusion, and desire to revisit the past flood in, and what was once a hidden truth is now laid bare for all to see. What makes this moment so powerful is its ability to shake the very foundation of the new relationship your ex has tried to build. For so long, the past was something that could be kept in the shadows, never fully examined, never fully acknowledged. But now, in the light of day, that past is staring everyone in the face. For the new partner, this moment is a wake-up call. The question, "Who is this?" seems innocuous, but it carries with it an unspoken weight, one that speaks to the fragility of the connection they've tried to form. How does one navigate the presence of a past that hasn't been fully addressed? How does one come to terms with the fact that their partner may not have fully let go of their former relationship, especially if those feelings have been masked by time and distance? For your ex, this question becomes the opening to a floodgate of emotions and realizations they may not have been prepared for. They are forced to confront the fact that while they may have moved on externally, there are parts of them that are still deeply tied to you. The emotional connection they had with you, the love, the pain, the joy, is still there, lurking beneath the surface, waiting to be acknowledged. And for you, this moment is a reminder of the unresolved energy between you and your ex. You may have moved on, but the past still holds a certain power. This question brings to light the reality that what was once buried is now out in the open. It challenges the narrative that your ex may have tried to create about their life without you forcing them to confront the truth that they may have never fully moved on. The significance of this moment is not just in the question itself, but in the ripple effect it creates. It shifts the dynamic of the relationship between your ex and their new partner, creating tension and uncertainty that was once hidden. It exposes the cracks in the facade they've worked so hard to maintain. What was once a secret, what was once a part of the past that had been sealed away is now brought into the open, and there's no turning back. This moment, though seemingly insignificant in its simplicity, holds the power to unravel the threads of a relationship and force everyone involved to confront the truth. Your ex's new partner's question about your photos is not just an innocent inquiry. It is the beginning of an emotional and relational unraveling that forces everyone to deal with the unspoken realities of the past. For your ex, it is a chance to confront the truth about their feelings, the unresolved emotions that have been hidden for so long. For their new partner, it is an awakening to the reality that the past may not be as easily erased as they once thought. And for you, this moment serves as a reminder that the energy of the past is not easily dispelled. It lingers, waiting for the right moment to emerge. What was once hidden is now exposed, and the truth has a way of finding its way into the light. The questions that have remained unanswered, the emotions that have been suppressed, are now demanding attention. This moment is not just about confronting the past. It's about acknowledging the truth that has always been there, waiting for the right time to be revealed. As you move forward, this event marks a significant turning point. It is an invitation to release what no longer serves you and to step into a new chapter, one where the past is no longer a weight, but a lesson. The moment of revelation is not just about what was hidden, it's about empowerment, healing, and embracing the freedom to move on with clarity and strength. When your ex's new partner stumbles across your photos and asks, "Who is this?" the seemingly innocuous question is far more significant than it appears. It is a catalyst, an emotional trigger that forces your ex to confront the truth they have been trying to avoid for so long. The question exposes the emotions they've buried deep within themselves, ones they've tried to suppress or rationalize. This moment acts as a mirror, forcing your ex to face the unresolved feelings they've carried with them, feelings that never truly went away. For some time, your ex may have convinced themselves that they were over you. They may have tried to move forward in their new relationship, pushing the past into the background and focusing on what was in front of them. However, the reality is that the emotions they have for you, the love they once shared with you, were never truly resolved. They've been hiding these emotions, either by suppressing them or convincing themselves that the new relationship was the answer. But now, with this question, everything that has been held back comes rushing to the surface. The truth becomes unavoidable. This is where the real emotional unraveling begins for your ex. The question doesn't just highlight the past, it forces them to reckon with it. In that moment, the illusion of closure or moving on starts to crumble. Your ex is faced with the uncomfortable realization that their feelings for you were never truly dealt with, and they now have to confront how deeply their heart is still connected to you, whether they consciously acknowledge it or not. This moment is the first step toward their emotional reckoning. Your ex tried to move on, but now they're realizing that they can't escape what they had with you. The ghost of the past is haunting them, lingering in the background of their thoughts and emotions. It is a ghost they have tried to lock away, hoping it would disappear, but now it has resurfaced with force. No matter how much they may have tried to convince themselves that they were over you, the truth is undeniable. There's a part of them that's still very much connected to the love you shared. This feeling of being haunted is not just emotional, it's psychological. Your ex may experience confusion, guilt, and even frustration at the fact that they are still carrying the weight of something they thought they had left behind. They may even begin to question their own choices, why they couldn't let go of the past, why they weren't able to find peace in their new relationship. The appearance of your photos is a stark reminder that the past is not easily erased, and the unresolved emotions they've buried will not stay hidden forever. They may try to rationalize it, telling themselves that they need to move forward or that they should have moved on by now, but the truth is that their soul has not fully let go of what you once shared. The emotional weight is still there, and it is now impossible for them to ignore. The ghost of the past doesn't fade quietly. It lingers and continues to affect their present reality. They're not just living in the present moment anymore. They're living in the tension between the past and the future, unable to fully embrace either. When your ex moved into a new relationship, they likely built it on the hope of moving past you. The intention was probably to fill the void left by the end of your relationship, to find someone who could provide the same love and companionship you once shared. However, what they've built with their new partner is fundamentally different from what they had with you. It was built on an attempt to perform an idealized version of what they thought they needed in order to feel whole. It's a performance, a reaction to the void, rather than a genuine connection. The relationship they've formed with their new partner may lack the depth, authenticity, and spiritual connection that you shared. There's no denying that the chemistry between you two was something real, something deeper than just the physical or emotional aspects of a relationship. You shared a bond that resonated on a higher level that neither their new partner nor anyone else can replicate. While the new relationship may fill certain external needs, it cannot replace the soul connection that you and your ex once had. Your ex's attempt to move on by creating a new connection was never a solution to the unresolved feelings they had for you. It was an escape, a way to distract themselves from confronting the emotional and spiritual gaps that still lingered. As they faced the truth in this moment, the realization that they never fully let go of you, they are confronted with the reality that the new relationship, while valid in its own right, lacks the profound bond they once shared with you. The comparison, whether conscious or not, is unavoidable. Your ex is now forced to reckon with the fact that their new partner, despite their qualities, will never be able to replicate the deep soul connection they had with you. The new partner may be wonderful, but the love and connection you shared was unique, and this realization cuts through the illusions your ex has built. This isn't just about their feelings for you. It's about the deep knowing that they settled for something different, something less, because they were unable or unwilling to face the truth of the past. The new relationship becomes a performance, one that is unfortunately incomplete and built on a shaky foundation of unresolved feelings and emotional conflict. The moment your ex realizes the depth of their connection to you is a transformative one. It shatters the illusion of moving on and forces them to confront what they've been avoiding. The truth of their feelings for you becomes unavoidable, and this acknowledgement can be deeply uncomfortable. They now have to decide how to deal with the emotional complexities that have emerged from this realization. Your ex is standing at a crossroads, facing the truth about their own heart, their past, and their future. This moment forces them to reconcile their actions, their decisions, and their feelings. They are no longer in a position to deny the truth of what was always there, what they tried to suppress or ignore. It's not just about feeling the pull toward you. It's about accepting that the connection they have with you is still present, and that it cannot be erased by time or new relationships. This moment of realization holds the power to change the course of their life. How they choose to move forward, whether they embrace the truth and seek resolution or continue living in denial, will determine the next phase of their journey. But there's no going back to the comfort of ignorance. Once the truth has been revealed, it cannot be unseen. The question is no longer about whether they will acknowledge it, but how they will respond to it. For you, this revelation offers closure. The weight of the past is now clearer, and it becomes easier to move forward, knowing that your ex has faced the truth they've been avoiding. The path is now open for healing, growth, and new beginnings. The connection you shared with your ex was never just another relationship in their life. It was a profound experience that altered the very way they understood love, connection, and intimacy. While some relationships are fleeting, meant to teach temporary lessons or serve as brief chapters in one's story, what you and your ex experienced was much deeper, an irreplaceable bond that has forever shaped their perception of what true love is. Your presence in their life was more than a passing moment. It was a transformative force. Whether they fully understood it or not, at the time you were the person who awakened parts of them that had long remained dormant. Your connection wasn't simply about companionship or affection. It was about alignment, synchronicity, and soul-level resonance. You were able to unlock within them a deeper understanding of themselves and what they were capable of in love. They may try to rationalize or minimize the importance of your relationship, especially now that they are in a new one. But deep down, they know that the love they shared with you was unlike anything they've experienced before. Your connection challenged their ideas about love, teaching them what it truly means to give and receive affection, trust, and vulnerability. In your absence, they are left with a void that no new partner can fill because what you had together transcended the superficial aspects of relationships. Your absence has cast a shadow on their present relationship, and it's a ripple effect that they cannot escape. Although they may try to move on or bury the past, the truth is that your relationship left a lasting imprint on them, one that cannot be ignored. This lingering effect is part of the powerful influence you had on them, and it continues to impact their current relationship, whether they are aware of it or not. The love they shared with their new partner, while real in its own right, will always be measured against what they had with you. And despite their efforts to push the past aside, they are faced with the reality that no matter how much time has passed, they will always be able to compare what they're experiencing now to the connection they had with you. This is not a conscious decision on their part. It's simply the way human emotions work. Once someone has experienced something deeply meaningful and genuine, it's impossible to forget it, and impossible to replace it with something less profound. The comparison is not a conscious judgment, but an inevitable result of having experienced the depth of the connection you shared. Their current relationship, no matter how much it fulfills their emotional or physical needs, will always have to contend with the ghost of what you and your ex had. Even if they are happy in their new relationship, there will always be that underlying sense of comparison, that feeling of something missing, because the depth of love they experienced with you cannot be replicated. This ripple effect isn't just emotional. It permeates their thoughts, actions, and even their expectations of future relationships. They may subconsciously begin to measure every other connection against the one they had with you. Their new partner may feel the weight of this comparison too. This isn't something they can escape. It's the natural consequence of having loved you in such a transformative, profound way. Even though you are no longer physically present in their life, the influence you have on them is far from gone. In fact, your absence has made your presence even more powerful. You've left an imprint on their soul that they cannot erase, and this impact continues to shape their perceptions of love relationships and themselves. Your ex's new partner may never fully understand it, but they are feeling the unseen force of your presence. They are living in the shadow of your relationship, aware that something profound once existed between you and your ex.